All right, we are live. We are recording. I mean, that's as good as anything. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to T3G. This is the Tangents Podcast. If you don't know, Google that shit. My name is Dalibor. This is Hottest. We are of T3G, which, long story short, is always down a guy.
Always down a guy.
But this is our podcast, and we're going to be getting into some topics.
Yeah, there's going to be some deep... We always get into, a lot of times it's movies and stuff like that, but sometimes we get deep.
Sometimes you gotta get deep. You gotta get deep.
And it's okay to get deep.
Nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing... Just because maybe we don't see eye to eye doesn't mean it's not okay to get deep.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So, we're going to start with something kind of light. We're going to do a little light sandwich.
Light?
If you haven't heard about Cybertruck.
It's a thing.
I don't know where the fuck you've been.
It's a thing.
Cybertruck, and so first it was about a week or so before. It was the Mustang Mach-E, right?
Right.
It looks good. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good looking ride. It does not just scream to me Mustang.
Well, it's not a Mustang. They can call it what they've been.
Exactly. It is their car, and they can call it whatever they want.
Yeah. It's not a Mustang though. Ford's been wrong before, and everybody ignores the Mustang 2, which you don't know about. But I promise you,
you did not say Mustang.
But
2.
I promise you, if you Google
Mustang
it, Ford has been wrong before.
You talking about the second generation thing?
Yeah.
Mustang 2 coupe?
Yeah, also called Ford Mustang 2. Yeah, absolutely. Ford has been wrong before, and they will be wrong again.
I hated that. I do remember seeing this because I laugh at it because it's the 70s, and I always say like the 70s Mustang sucked because it was ugly. It was ugly as sin. Because it was trying to be a Firebird.
That 70s Mustang.
Because it was trying to be a Firebird real fucking hard. Anyway, so the Mustang Mach-E.
So the Edge Mach-E, because I don't know why you just didn't call it the Edge. Because literally,
well, I mean, because it's got the horsepower, it's got a little bit of fun.
The horsepower, it's electric. It doesn't have horsepower. It has kilowatts.
But it translates, man.
No, it doesn't translate it. You can translate it into what it might be in horsepower,
hold on.
But it is kilowatts.
Sir, hold on. Where is it? Ford Mustang Mach-E. What's the translated horsepower? 332. 332.
I don't care.
Which is nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Their Ford Raptor, should we call that a Mustang too? The Ford F-150 Raptor, that has over 400. Do we call that a Mustang?
Well, no.
Oh, okay, because it has horsepower though.
But that's not what it's about. It's not about that.
Neither is this. This isn't about a Mustang. This is about them going electric with a crossover.
But I guess that...
a Mustang's not a crossover.
But they have an electric.
No, they don't.
They had an electric car.
No, they didn't.
They did. The ugly one. Listen, it's not a pretty car, but they had one.
Don't know what you're talking about, homie.
What the fuck was it called? Ford vehicles.
Chevy's had an electric.
Ford vehicles. Not Fiesta. It came out like the same year as the Fiesta. Was it the S-Max?
Nope.
No, the EcoSport. These things. I felt like it had a different name though. Because there was one at C2E2 when we went.
Sure.
And it was sitting there.
Nobody cares.
I'm pretty sure it was one of these. And I was like, this thing's fucking ugly. I don't know why you drive it.
From what I'm aware of, they've never done... This is their first all-electric vehicle.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know what you're telling me.
Huh. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. They called it a Mustang because people know the Mustang. And that's why they call it the Mustang. No other reason. It has nothing to do with the Mustang. Mustangs aren't four doors. Mustangs aren't crossovers. Mustangs aren't all-wheel drive. Mustangs are not any of this. So it's not a Mustang. But listen, whatever they want to call it, it's up to them. Ford's been wrong before.
What if it was a rear wheel? Would you accept it as a Mustang then?
No, because it's still a crossover, and a Mustang's not a crossover. A Mustang is a two-door muscle car.
So you're saying there is no opportunity for a crossover, like for let's not even say Mustang. Any car that is where's America? How do you get to America? There it is. U.S. North America. There's no opportunity for any vehicle to then have a crossover version.
There is the Edge.
No, but I mean, like, you take a car that's established. Take, for instance, the Matrix. The Matrix was technically called the Corolla Matrix.
Okay.
Right? It was a
Right.
Corolla platform.
Sure.
They just made it bigger.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, like the SUV that BMW does. It's an M3 raised up. It's got a thick booty, like...
But it's not.
But it's like the same frame, is my saying.
But it's not.
How is it not?
Because it's not the same car. It doesn't look anything like it, and they don't call it an M3.
Right.
Because it's not an M3. Right. Ford's calling this a Mustang. It ain't a Mustang. That's the difference, homie. That's like saying if BMW called the X3 an M3.
But that's what I'm
saying.
they
didn't, because it's not an M3.
Look, it's got similar line work.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They put the similar looking front Mustang headlights and rear taillights. Cool. It's still not an SUV, and it's still not a crossover, and it's still not anything to do with a Mustang.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my question is there a place in the automotive market to take an established vehicle?
No.
So you're saying you cannot make a crossover of a car and call it that?
You sure can. It's called like you have the Edge or the Escape, and you make that the what is it again? The Mach-E. The Mach-E.
No. I'm talking about a car, not a crossover. I'm talking about
I get it. You're talking about like a Challenger, a crossover. No, no, it'd be dumb. You know why they're doing it? Because it's the only car left in America. Because they got rid of all the other cars. People know the Mustang. And they were like, but people buy Edges and wrapped in our F-150s, so that's what we're going to sell instead of cars. Yeah? Seems like
Fusions. What are you talking about?
it seems like that might be new because the only car they left was the Mustang in America. So
Fusion. No, they won't get rid of the Fiesta. The Fiesta's too good for their low end market.
I'm telling you right now, the only car they announced when they got rid of cars was they kept the Mustang.
Well, right, but they said they weren't going to do any more fuel-only cars.
Right. Those are two cars right there.
Right, but the 2020 Fusion, I bet money is hybrid.
I mean, that's possible, but they've had hybrids before, so that's not my
Fusion
concern.
hybrid.
That's not my concern. They've had hybrids before. Listen, at the end of the day, people know the name Mustang.
No, look, right there. See, I'm not crazy. Those are all electric cars.
They're all hybrids.
No, that says electrics.
That's fine. Plug-in hybrid. Explorer Limited is almost certainly a hybrid. Escape is a hybrid.
This is
the
bullshit.
only the electric is the Mach-E.
This is bullshit. That's not how you categorize shit. Bastards.
Once again, Ford's been wrong before, and they'll be wrong again. See, they don't even know how to categorize.
Well, this is an old model, obviously. This is still the same Fiesta.
Listen, at the end of the day, they wrong. So
anyway, so fine. It's not a Mustang. It's the Mach-E.
It's the Mach-E. They could have literally just called it that. They could have just said it's the Ford Mach-E.
Yeah, because Mach is like known to Ford. That's a brand Ford. That's a Ford brand.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was different ways around it. I didn't understand them calling it a Mustang.
That's why I'm a huge fan of Mr. Ken Block, but I will not watch his video on the Mach-E because he is all about that Ford, and no matter, even if they're wrong, he will make sure to give them the spotlight because they are his company, and that to me is blind loyalty. They are the ones that have been like the last decade been promoting him.
He works for them.
He drives their cars.
I see. Interesting. Okay. I guess I hadn't thought about that.
So,
That's
but like I will not watch that video. It's not against him, but it is blind loyalty.
Right.
It is not a Mustang. Now, granted, if he says in the video, which I haven't taken the time to watch and I won't watch, but let's say if I do watch it, right?
If he was to say, "Oh,
and
this
he
is
says,
not a Mustang,"
clearly not a Mustang, guys, but you know, or he's trying to convince us why, like, you know, get along with the change. It's like it has nothing to get along with the change. Ford could have easily named this the Mach-E. They could have easily named this the Edge Mach-E. I don't have to get with the time. You can make a real Mustang electric. Literally, it can look like the Mustang and just make it electric. Like, you could do that.
They're trying to capture both markets. Haven't you heard?
Oh yeah.
People don't drive cars anymore.
No, they don't drive cars. Even though I only have cars right now, 3 of them, matter of fact. So,
I think it's silly in many ways. But yeah, so the Ford Mach-E, back to our original conversation.
Yeah. That was released.
The Ford Mach-E came out, and 12 seconds later, Tesla was like, "Oh, by the way, we've been talking about it, Cybertruck." And then they come out with what everyone thought was a low poly hologram that just wasn't rendering properly.
Yeah, no, that's what we did. That's what I thought.
I was like, "The fuck is that thing?"
Yeah, no, I thought it was.
It has 5 lines.
Yeah.
Total. The whole car.
Oh, you should Google real quick. Google Elon Musk Thanksgiving meme. Oh, it's great. I love it. I laughed a little bit.
Elon Thanksgiving.
I laughed a little bit. I hope somebody has it. Nope, none of that has to do with Thanksgiving. Oh, you're on Bing. Go to Google, please.
Oh, come on. This has never been a problem.
Oh, yeah, it has. You just haven't... Right there, literally. The first image.
This?
No, the second. I'm sorry, the second image. Which is not on Bing, so it is a thing. So, yeah. So, Elon Musk saying, no thanks to a proper turkey. Let's go with a 5-line turkey. 4 lines. 3. Maybe 3.
Oh, my God. It's literally not
it's
even
not
coming
on Bing.
up.
That's right. Stop using Bing.
Holy shit. Microsoft, got to get your game up.
But yeah, so it's.
But so did you hear like the reasoning for all that?
Nope, don't care.
I mean, I understand you don't care.
Yeah, no, I don't care. So like, even if I didn't hear about it or did hear about it, I still don't care. Their reasoning is irrelevant for 5 lines. You wanted to make it look like a Lego? I get it. That's cool, man. I don't care for Legos.
No, that's not what it was.
Oh, okay. Sure, I could have sworn that would have been the only reason.
Who said you want to make it look like a Lego? How do you... Caffeine really got to get their game up. I'm trying to log into the app, and it won't let me put in the verification.
Yeah, let's worry about the stream. Not worry about the...
Well, I'm trying to check the stream.
That's your problem.
So the reason they did it is to save material costs, to keep the price down. They're trying to keep it at that $40,000, like, quote-unquote affordable mark. And straight glass costs less money. Makes sense. I get it. I still don't think it makes any damn sense visually.
Brother, listen, let me tell you something. So I recently, I'm a car guy, guys. If you don't know, I have a channel that's all about cars.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. So recently, I follow a lot of car YouTubers, and recently one of them posted this vehicle took 250 man hours. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, 250 man hours? Even if you paid $20 for those man hours, that's like $5,000. Why does that car cost $500,000 or even $1 million? It's because of profit. So
wait, hold on. What are you talking about? Took 20 man hours?
It took 250 man hours.
250 man hours.
So even if you pay, which they sure as fuck don't, but let's say you paid your guys $20 an hour, which as sure as fuck they don't.
They 100% do. They're paying more.
If you tell yourself, yeah, sure. I was in manufacturing. I started at 14 an hour, so...
Yeah, but this is different. But go on.
No, it's not. Peons are peons, and they will always be peons, no matter who the fuck the company is or what they're doing.
But...
Hence why there were protests, because they fucking don't get paid enough.
Sure. Go on.
Regardless.
But they're not building one car.
Yeah, that's fine. But even if one car costs $5,000 to make in man hours, okay, at the end of the fucking day, that's a $5,000 fee for just man hours. Material did not cost $500,000.
Well, I don't know what car you're talking about, so...
A car that costs, I'm pretty sure either $500,000 or $1 million. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
So custom fiberglass, aluminum...
Doesn't matter.
That stuff doesn't cost money? Like, real, like, heavy money?
No. Fiberglass? No, absolutely not. That's why fucking Corvettes that were fiberglass for most of their goddamn natural-born lives have been under $50,000. Yeah, no, it doesn't, Dalibor.
Right, but I'm saying, like, you're telling me the parts on a Lambo
cost any more than parts on... Why would they cost... They're the same material. Why would they cost more? Did the material somehow get different?
Different manufacturing practices? Different...
I mean, if they want to make their lives more difficult, sure. But, like, there's a manufacturing practice that saves them money. No, it's about making money. And at the end
Sure,
of the day,
no,
it's
no,
about
listen, I'm not
3
arguing
yachts
that.
instead of 1, And so I sell you a car. Like, they can say that it was to make sure the car stays at 40 grand. But, like, there's absolutely zero reason why they couldn't develop a SUV or a truck that's electric, that's 40 grand, but that actually has a design to it instead of straight lines. Absolutely none.
I mean,
the
I see what you're
material
saying.
itself does not cost that much. Not to manufacturers who buy them in bulk. Like, I've sold literally the blades, the tungsten blades that we created.
Right.
I knew how much we were selling them to Ford, to companies that, and trust me, they weren't costing them dick. So,
I mean, like, listen,
Like-
I'm not arguing that. That there's definitely the profit margin can be argued for sure.
Yeah,
but
so-
I don't think it's as extreme as you're making it out to be. I think a $35,000 MSRP vehicle, practically speaking, materials.
Yeah.
Development,
That's fine. I'm
everything.
not talking about 35. You said for them to keep it at 40. They could have made a car with lines at 40, is what I'm saying. They're full of shit if they say they couldn't.
Well, not if you get. But all right, but they're talking about indestructible glass, bro. It's also made of steel.
Okay. Steel? What, the car is?
Yeah.
That's a horrible design choice.
It's some fucking ridiculous aero grade steel that fucking doesn't dent. Did you see the demo? The dude took a 20-pound sledgehammer and just smashed
Just so
it.
you're aware,
Nothing happened.
my nephew had a Saturn that was dent resistant as well. That didn't cost nowhere near 40.
No, but it cost more money than they were selling it for, which is why they stopped making that car.
No, they stopped making Saturns.
They stopped making that car way before they stopped making Saturns.
If you say so, regardless, that car didn't cost $50,000.
Right, but it wasn't as big. Like, literally 3 times the amount of materials.
That's great. But I'm saying they could have made a car. Dude, we can argue back and forth. You can be blind to the fact.
It's
if
not
you
about
all
being
you want.
blind to the
It
fact.
is.
Dude, listen, I understand that there is a markup to every piece in this part.
Yeah.
In this thing. I've seen a dude
Yeah.
go in China,
We know
buy
how much
every
this
piece.
costs to make.
I get it.
They jump off of buildings. You know why?
Not
Because
anymore,
they don't. Yeah. So
There's a net now. They
That's
can't die.
okay. Well, as long as you can, but they can still jump and get
But
that
that's
thrill.
just, but that's,
because
but
they're
that's
not
just
getting the
here.
thrill from
That's
getting
just here.
paid.
That's just here. I don't know if Google treats their people better.
Most certainly not.
But I'm just saying, like,
Their excuse is shit.
you're saying their excuse is shit. Fine. That's not even what I wanted to talk about.
I don't care.
We're 20 minutes into this
They didn't
conversation.
need to. Let me tell you this: they didn't need to use aero steel to be dent resistant.
Yeah, but you know what they did have to do? They had to do something different.
That's cool.
There was-
I'll never buy that truck. So.
That's fine. You don't have to. But they're not marketing to you. They're
Yeah,
marketing
of
to
course.
guys who need to tow 3 times what an F-150 can.
It can't.
At about the same. It can.
It cannot.
It can.
Because you watched their dumbass demo. It cannot.
I'm not talking about the demo where it's pulling the truck. All that demo says is that it's a Tesla Cybertruck pulling a F-150 up a hill. That's all it says. Their actual grade for what it can tow is at least twice, but I think it's 3 times what an F-150 can tow.
So they can tow.
More than an F-150.
What you're telling me is they can tow on a regular basis with no issues. I think if I'm right, an F-150 can tow up to 15 to 20,000 pounds.
More. It's actually less. No, you're wrong. F-150 is like 9.
Depending on which model of F-150. It's all about the tow package and the shit you get. So I assure you, for what I've been looking for,
There, right here. Cybertruck versus F-150. Speed, availability, price, towing capacity. Cybertruck 7,514,000 pounds. While the oh no, there it is.
okay,
F-150
ranges
up
up
to
to
13.
13.2.
Yeah.
So slightly more,
I mean, yeah, but
800 pounds more.
what's an F-150 cost? About 40 grand.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. So the difference, what I'm saying is that the part where they had to be different, right? The part where they
was
have
to talk about Lego.
Jesus fucking Christ, who's talking about Legos?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, is that where they have to be different? Where
No.
somebody was talking about...
If they were smart, they'd hook up with Lego tomorrow. Yesterday. Fucking last week, they should have been talking to Lego. Lego even put up a thing that was like...
Listen, here's one guarantee.
I'm just saying they had to be different. I get the difference.
Here's the guarantee. No, they didn't have to be different. Here's the guarantee that Tesla does have. They're already different. They're the first and only manufacturer to offer battery-powered full electric vehicles. And an efficient ones at that. So they're already different. Plus, on top of that, the original...
But here's my question. Would you buy this, which is the Rivian? Would you buy, like, does that look any better or any more unique? Or is that in any way more enticing than a Ford F-150?
It's more enticing if you're
asking me. Let
me tell you this: between that look and a Lego look, that looks more enticing.
I get what you're saying. So you're saying you'd rather buy something that does not stand out at all?
That's not true. A Ford F-150 Raptor stands out more.
Well, a Raptor's not a... I'm not talking about fun vehicles. I'm talking about utility vehicles. I'm talking about dropping cement bricks in the back and running that shit back and forth to job sites.
First of all, you're not going to be doing that in a Tesla. Especially if you're consistently going back and forth to job sites. Because at some point, Tesla has to charge for 30 plus minutes, where gas, you just... let's go. So they're going for the wrong market regardless.
Well, I disagree. I think I don't know of a construction worker that is not in one place for 30 minutes. If at least to fucking load
That's
up.
Assuming that each construction job has a charging station next to them. What are you talking about, bro?
What I'm saying is when you're loading up, let's say you buy one of these, you're the owner of a construction business.
Uh-huh.
You have one at your home base. So
Yeah.
where you're loading up is where you're charging.
Okay.
So by the time you load up, this bitch is charged.
Maybe. What's the charging rate?
Plus, they got charging shit all over the place. They're going to add more. Like, I'm just saying, my point is, like, the Rivian, it's the same fucking truck.
That's cool,
as
bro.
every other fucking truck.
Like, yes,
I like that a little better.
Yeah, that's way more enticing to me than a fucking Lego
Atlas.
truck.
But again, that's just an F-150. It's actually, now
That's
that I'm
great. I'm glad that that's what you see. I'm not going to agree with you. So but that's just a freaking, actually, that's just an avalanche with just more a curve. If you want to get specific about it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's an avalanche.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, it doesn't fucking matter. The problem is there's a point of being standing out and being ridiculously dumb, stupid, different.
Right.
And that is ridiculously dumb, stupid, different. Here's the thing. The only thing they have a guarantee on is Tesla lovers are going to buy Tesla shit. They'll never give Tesla shit. I am a big fan of what Tesla is trying to accomplish and do. Even their new sports car that's coming out, not including the Roadster that they had back in the day, but their new sports car that's coming out is a badass car. I give them props. But not when they make dumb decisions. Companies make dumb decisions. Honda, I'm a big fan of Honda. Honda's a fucking idiot. They literally picked a guy that said, okay, so this is what happened. Me and our other cousin talked about this. So this is what happened, right? Early 2000s, Acura was on point, man. They had designs. They were like, damn, that looks... That TL, I'll spend 100 on that, how good it looks. I won't. But I'm saying, right? But then they got some dude and they were like, this is a cool new design, right? No, it's not. The previous design was a cool design. What the fuck are you doing, Acura? And then for a while, they kept with this dude, and they were like, you know what, dude? You want to stay with the family. You want to stay with the family. You're just not going to be doing Acura. You're going to go to Honda. And then they were like, here's your boy, Honda. And then they decided to make dumbass designs. Dumbass designs are dumbass designs.
I mean, I see.
It doesn't matter at the end of the day. I would have taken so now let's say the Type R doesn't sell as good as they would like it to in the US, and they were like, you know what, we're just not going to bring back the Type R in the US. You guys didn't show us that you want it. Well, right. Honda, don't bring a dumbass design and bring that Type R and be like, base your fucking theory that we don't want to buy it off that design. Bad designs are bad designs.
Well, are you saying that design is a leading factor in
majority people? No, absolutely not. But here's the thing. the majority of people don't give a shit what it looks like. It can look like, literally, I could take a shit and put it on wheels.
It's not quite that bad.
It is. It is. Most majority people, as long as they're like, yeah, sure, it looks good. It gets me point A to point B. We're good to go. That's majority of human beings. It's just an appliance to them. But here's a guarantee that I can promise. This is a fucking revolutionary, not really, guarantee to all these dumbass manufacturers. Here's a guarantee. You get a guy like me to like your design, all those other human beings that you're selling to, they won't give a shit. They'll still buy it. So not only are you guaranteeing the people that will always buy, no matter what it looks like, then you guarantee a guy like me who likes specific, like, good-looking designs will buy it.
You ain't wrong, though, because the Nissan Juke sold, and it shouldn't have. For any fucking reason, it should not have sold.
Correct.
My whole reason, 27 minutes into this fucking conversation, my whole reason to bring all this up is at which point in the next 20, 30, 50 years, at which point do you think are electric vehicles going to supplant fuel cars? I'm not arguing, we've discussed this before, fuel cars are never going to go away entirely, but I think they're going to become more of a niche for people like yourself, people who want to drive, people who want to race, people who want to experience actual long distance.
I will be dead before I see the entire world be mostly electric.
Well, not in the entire world. I'm talking about like 90% of production vehicles coming out of the factories being electric. Like year 2027, every vehicle is electric.
Here's the thing, with the way manufacturers are talking, we should see that technically by 2030, maybe 2035.
Okay.
But I don't agree with that. Because here's what you're doing. As a manufacturer of vehicles, if you honestly believe that the smart choice is to go full electric, you're getting rid of companies that produce on the second hand, not from what the manufacturers only buy or sell and make money off of and then pay taxes on that. But people who make superchargers, turbochargers, anything that requires a combustion engine.
I'm not arguing.
You're getting rid of that business.
But I think, I don't think, is it possible? Sure, but I don't think in any practical sense that Ford will stop making the Mustang.
I think they will.
Fuel-driven,
from what I'm seeing,
worst case scenario, hybrid. Worst case scenario. Just because maybe, governmental regulation, they have to have a certain mile per gallon.
Right.
But they'd be able to reach that with hybrid. And from various supercars and hypercars that can actually be powerful with hybrid.
Hybrid.
What I'm saying is, I don't think there's any practical sense where Ford is one day just making electric Mustangs. I don't think that happens. I don't know. I don't think GM ever makes just electric Corvettes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think those specialty vehicles will always have a market. People are always going to want them fuel driven because they're going to. I mean, I know that I was watching something. They were talking about an electric car, but it had a sound package where you hit the gas and it has fake noise.
Yeah, a lot of cars do that.
And I'm like, that seems silly.
Even combustion.
As much as you feel the movement, a lot of the, and this is speaking from my personal experience, a lot of the aspect of getting in a car and feeling the power of a car is the feeling of the engine.
Right.
I hit my gas, my car gets loud, but it's a Prius.
Right.
There's no engine rev, right? All it sounds like it's doing is trying real hard. Yeah. Whereas when I had a car that had a big ass engine in it, I had the gas and it was boom. Right. It felt you feel there's a physical reaction.
Yeah.
So I don't think those cars ever go away. I don't think a Challenger ever becomes electric.
I think it would be dumb to not utilize a combustion engine even far into the future. I think it would be idiotic.
I think in a practical.
Then again, the governments are trying their hardest to get rid of modifications to vehicles.
Well, but that's a big factor of that is the environment. But as we've discussed in previous conversations, a lot of that is not vehicle driven.
Right.
The environment. You could convert everything to electric tomorrow, overnight.
It still wouldn't do.
And we still wouldn't be.
We
wouldn't be out of hot water.
No, it would adjust a little bit, but not to the point
we'd tilt back a degree, maybe two, not the 30 we need to. Like,
yeah, exactly.
No, I won't say it's a drop in the bucket, but it's a cup. You know, like
exactly.
You pull a cup out, like this is still a full bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's.
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I hope not. My answer is that I hope not. But
that's what I'm saying.
Once again,
I'm saying 90%.
Once again, anybody who watches this or listens to this and are hearing my enthusiasm for combustion, I'm not talking about fuel. I'm not talking about actual gasoline, petrol. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about combustion.
Corn oil. Who fucking cares what it is?
Yeah, exactly.
As long as it explodes in front of me.
There's plenty of other alternative fuels that can run a combustion engine. Yeah. So
biodiesel's a fucking thing.
It sure fucking is.
First time I went to Minnesota and I saw that one of their city buses and it said biodiesel, I was like, really?
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly, man.
And like there's a bunch of other like you said, it's not you're not let's pump all the fucking crude out of the planet. Like, that's not where you're at.
No.
But
I think combustion.
I 100% agree with you. I think combustion doesn't go away really ever. I think 100 years into the future, combustion engines still coming off the market. Maybe smaller percentages, but I think I think in reality you're gonna need like things like dump trucks. They gotta use combustion.
Let me put you.
There's just no way around that.
Let me give another example to anybody who might be listening to this who might not give a shit about cars.
Snowplows, it's gotta be combustion.
Think about it this way. Not only would they, if they went full electric, right? Not only would they get rid of companies that make superchargers and turbochargers. What fans would want to watch NASCAR? What fans would want to watch Monster Truck? What fans would want to watch any automotive thing that all it does is
all you hear is tire noise? It'd be a lot of fucking tire noise.
It'd be the most annoying sound in the world. I guarantee you, those seats would not fill that much anymore. Which
NASCAR,
then takes away another aspect of income that could be coming to those states, those cities, those countries.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong. No. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's always going to be a market for combustion engines. There's just no way around that.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Formula is trying to do full electric. They've been on that path.
But those cars are quiet anyway.
But let me tell you, no, they're not.
I mean, they're loud. But
they're
they're not like NASCAR loud.
They're pretty loud, my man. They're actually stupid loud. They're just a different kind of loud. Here's the thing. Formula E might be a fun thing, but the fans, like, they're just gonna, like, you're gonna have your billionaire fans who just don't give a shit. They're there for the.
So are you saying? I mean, are you saying? Granted, in certain things, yes, the roar of the engine is a factor, but I think like in Formula, to me, I haven't watched a ton of it, but what I have seen, Formula to me seems more of a sport for the actual artistry of driving, like the capability of the driver. Of course,
yeah,
like
absolutely.
I'm not worried about the car. I'm worried about how this dude's navigating corners
but if you're
and ducking and dodging.
If you're there in person watching, and you don't hear a sound except screeching tire, that's gonna get annoying really fast. At that point, what's the point of watching? You can just know that somebody's a badass by simply hitting mute and be like, "Oh, look, he's winning. He's a badass."
That's a fair point.
Because why the fuck would you watch it?
That's a fair point.
You don't hear anything except screeching tires, and screeching isn't a good sound to listen to.
But you know what you could get away with all electric? Street racing. Look at that transition!
You could. Kind of. But yeah, so.
So, you're thinking possibly next 15 years?
I mean, this is what...
I'm thinking 15, 20 years.
Volkswagen is saying they're going full electric.
VW has to after what the fuck they did.
I mean, yeah, but I'm
they
just
sold cars
I'm
for
just
10
saying,
years that were destroying the environment.
I understand that. That's not the point. The point is like, at the end of the day, they're saying it, so is Ford, so is literally any company that's out there like, full electric by this time. Like...
I think a lot of that is because they're looking at the future market. They're assuming that a lot of younger kids are going to be paying more attention to the environment.
Oh yeah, and they're going to be.
But you know, my thing is like, if you are going to sell all electric cars in the mentality of, oh, I'm trying to do something for the environment,
Yeah.
you should also sell it with like Subway coupons, so that you're not going to fucking McDonald's, because you're causing a bigger problem by going to McDonald's.
100%. Yeah, you want to sit here. You want to sit here and be environmentally conscious, but the only thing the cars are the issues. You're a fucking dick and a hypocrite. Because if that's the only thing you think is the issue, you're fucking.
Oh, and then
delusional.
by the way, most companies. I mean, like you have people like Rich Rebuilds on YouTube who has like forced a secondhand Tesla market.
Right.
Like it doesn't exist. There is no secondhand Tesla market.
Yeah.
He rebuilds them by fucking
Yeah.
hand. And he has created a secondhand Tesla market.
Right.
But like, you're just forcing a bunch of cars that no one knows how to fix into the.
I mean
that's
the
fucking
yeah,
junk
but
bins.
that's not a problem. People will learn how to fix them. That isn't the issue. The issue is like
Yeah, but it's like part availability.
Batteries can't be fixed.
Right, batteries can be fixed, which means you have to throw them away.
Right.
Which the mining of lithium is huge impact on the environment.
Right.
Then you're tossing them away because there's no way to fix the lithium
Exactly.
batteries. There's a bigger effect.
Huge.
I don't know the numbers. I don't
Listen.
know if replacing all that with electric
If you
tomorrow
sit
would
here
be.
and you try to tell me it's because you
But-
like combustion,
but-
you don't care for the environment, bitch, do you eat beef? Because if you do,
they
you don't
are-
give a shit about the environment.
They are talking about doing glass batteries, solid state glass batteries. I'm very interested. Battery technology is going to evolve, and I think in 30 to 50 years,
I hope so, yeah.
Vehicles are not going to be using lithium. I think most things in 20 years probably won't be using lithium.
I hope so.
I think cell phones are going to get out of lithium, and you're going to get to a point where the idea of a phone that blows up, i.e., the Galaxy Note 7,
Right.
not going to be a thing.
Right.
And I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Because then I'm thinking, what cool shit could you do for portables, for laptops?
Right.
Think about a laptop with 3-day lifespan.
Maybe.
Like,
We'll see.
There. By the way, I just watched a Judner video, Your Average Consumer. He talked about, I guess Intel partnered, like super fucking tangent. Intel partnered with a bunch of manufacturers, in this case it was Lenovo, to build these machines that essentially have guaranteed specs. So like, you know, they say it's wake from sleep in 1 second, and he tested it against his like gaming rig, his gaming laptop, and it was like on, and it was like on. I was like, oh shit! Like, and it's like guaranteed to have that guaranteed 9-hour battery life.
Right.
There was something. Oh, the guaranteed like modern chips, like latest chips.
Right.
It's Project Athena. It's very interesting, but apparently they're partnering with a couple different companies to like essentially say like the shit that's on paper is what you're gonna get.
Right.
It's not like, because my thing has always been like, whatever it says, accept half, and if you get anything better, you're in a good place.
Yeah.
If it says 8 hours, 4 is good.
Right.
Like,
But yeah, I mean, who knows? You know, I'm hoping that combustion sticks around forever, but who knows? I don't know.
Who does know? Who does know?
All I know is I'm gonna enjoy it until it's until I'm dead, because I'm always gonna be able to work on my combustion engine.
You're thinking permanent death? I'm thinking robot body.
We'll see.
Speaking of death, Jesus Christ, what a fucking shift. Let's talk about, you wanted to bring up Paul Walker. So
I did want to bring up Paul Walker. And
you said you
here's
wanted to
why.
get a little deep.
One, he
Get a little
passed
deep.
away in 2013 on Thanksgiving, I believe it was.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So it's been a few years. I don't know if it was this year that it got released or last
It wasn't
year.
2013.
It was 2013. It was either this year or last year that a documentary about him got released.
Okay.
In the documentary, they talk about, right? So here's the reason I bring this up. So we're part of a group on Facebook, Illinois Car Enthusiasts, and they like to bring up shit. And one of them brought up saying, you know, it was 6 years ago today we lost Paul Walker. One of the guys that comments in there says, "Fuck that pedo."
What the fuck?
Yep, and here we go. So this is where we're going to get deep. So Paul Walker apparently had 2 lovers that were, when he originally hooked up with them, were 16.
And how old was he?
Well, one of them 33. Right. But here's the thing. Here's where I get at. And here's the
Was
thing.
it a dude?
No, it wasn't.
Because if it was a dude, I don't give a shit.
Right. It wasn't.
I don't care about teenage boys.
Fuck
They
teenage
figure
boys.
their shit out.
Yeah, no, because I was just going to say, one of the things that I, as a 16-year-old...
we're not endorsing that anyone fuck teenage boys.
Yeah, no. But I was just going to say, when I was 16 and now as a 34-year-old looking back, I was a young kid.
There was some teachers,
and
man.
there was
I
some
would've said
hot
yes.
female teachers that I was like, yes, hold me back
Yes,
after
ma'am.
class. Yes, ma'am.
Whatever you say,
Whatever.
man.
Yeah, you want to do some things? Yeah, let's do some things. And I'm telling you right now, as now in my 30s, I would have been perfectly fine with that, as if that happened to me
If
when I was
anything,
16.
you might have a little more swagger now.
Yeah, just a little bit more. So, but I get it. It's different because I'm a male and there's a female, whatever.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. My wife is 5 to 6 years older than me.
Right.
Okay? So, yes, when we met, I was in my 20s and she was in her 30s. Mm-hmm. Now, I get it. That's when we met. It's different because he met her when she was 16.
Sure.
But is it different? Because...
Well,
if I was 16, my wife would have been 21, 22.
The argument is that it is different.
Here's the thing.
It's different. But here, realistically speaking, I would say in most cases, it is 100% inappropriate for a 30-year-old to date a 16-year-old. In most 99.9% cases. That 0.01% time where you have a really fucking mature teenager... Which is not fucking... It's not unheard of. It's not.
Right,
It is not unheard of
no.
for a teenage... Especially a teenage girl...
Yeah.
To be... Well more advanced than any of her classmates.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
At which point do you allow an individual to make individual decisions?
Well, that's
18 is the law
so
for the protection of children.
And so this is where I go into parenting, right?
Right.
So parenting, the problem with parenting is there's a lot of problems.
This problem
Okay,
with parenting.
this problem with parenting, but I think can play into a lot of problems.
Oh, for
with
sure.
Parenting, this particular aspect that I'm going to say. The problem with parenting is parents, a lot of them, they enforce laws.
Yes.
They don't help lead you to something. They
Agreed.
tell you.
Agreed.
And that's the
It's
and
the
that's
Gary
not
Vee.
parenting.
It's the Gary Vee mentality. Listen to your kids. Find out what they want, what they're trying to do.
Right. That's not parenting. To tell your kid how it is and what to do is not parenting.
That's policing.
That's policing. That's just laying down the law. That's being Hitler, essentially.
My house or the highway.
Or the highway, exactly. You're not
My
showing
way or
them. You're not showing them. You're not. Here's the thing. You want them to make the right decision, and at any point, no matter what you do, most likely your kid is going to make their decision. Either they're going to hate you or they're not. That's going to be the difference.
Right.
What you as a parent, in my opinion, what I've seen done wrong personally as being a child of parents and watching other parents do shit is they enforce shit instead of actually providing information and then letting the kid decide.
100%.
Explaining the difference between here's what this could mean and here's another way you can look at it, but ultimately you're going to have to make that decision. Kids, once they hit 16, yes, we all make dumb decisions. But if you provide them with the information properly,
Right.
I'm not talking about yelling. I'm not like you sit down and be like, let me give you some information. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to argue with you. I'm not going
Well,
to
at
tell
one
you
point, listen here, little Teresa.
Right.
At some point, you're going to see some dick.
Right. Like it's
Here are
it's-
your options of what to do with that.
and so I think that's a big problem in how things are handled.
Right.
Right? If a child, like let's say for instance, one day when I have a kid and let's say it is a female and she's 16 and she says, I'm interested in an older man. Yeah, sure. You know, the funny thing to do is to pull out a shotgun and go talk to the older man.
Statistically speaking, she wouldn't tell you.
Right, sure.
But if you
that's the problem.
But if you fostered a trust,
Exactly.
trust-based family environment,
Exactly.
it's going to be different. They
That's
are going to tell
That's
you.
the problem.
And I think a lot of that kind of situation might happen from a restrictive household.
Right.
You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. And then dad's friend or mom's friend from work
Right.
oh, let me drive you somewhere, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
and some shit happens.
Yeah.
And that's where, that becomes a getaway from the rules.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas if you have a trusting environment where you at
talk
some
about it,
point,
you discuss it.
this whole COPPA thing on YouTube right now, 13 is the cutoff for children by FTC standards.
Right.
By rules for most things, 13.
Right.
You're no longer a child.
Right.
So I think once you're a teenager, you especially need to have more of a... I'm not saying be friends with your teenagers. I'm saying...
Have a conversation.
Right.
Don't yell at them. Don't tell them what to do.
Here's what happened to me. I never had a conversation with my mother.
Right.
I weirdly that you're bringing up kind of like being, raising and stuff like that. I was listening to Eminem's "Clean Out My Closet" today and really fucked me up for whatever reason. Like I was just like, oh shit.
Right.
But it's a situation where it's like the first time I had sex,
Right.
I told my mom in like a fucking dumbass way,
Right.
and because my girlfriend's car got towed. We spent fucking 4 hours trying to find the damn thing. She paid $125 to get her car out of hot.
Right.
And I get home. It's like 8 in the morning. All this is done finally. And my mom's getting ready for work. She's having her morning coffee. And I'm like sitting there. Because me and my mom have never talked.
Yeah, you guys never
So I'm sitting
actually
there.
talked.
Right.
Like
So then I'm sitting there and I'm just like... So she basically paid $125 to have sex with me. Because I just felt like I wanted to say that.
Right.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Right.
She looked at me and said, don't you ever say that about a woman ever again.
Right.
And we never spoke on the subject of sex ever again.
Right. And that's
never
the
before,
problem.
never after.
Right.
And it's like...
It's just somebody...
I was 19.
It was just somebody... It was right. It was just somebody telling you what not to do.
Yeah.
Instead of actually providing you with proper information on why maybe you wouldn't want to see
Yeah.
it.
I mean, trigger warning, I don't want to fuck anybody's day up, but like... When I was 8 or 9, we were in Croatia. She comes home. She was dating.
Sure.
She comes home. She's fucking bawling.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong? Like, I'm a fucking kid. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do.
Right, you're a child.
And she just says, don't ever let anyone make you do something you don't want to do.
Right.
That's rattled around my head for 30 fucking years.
Right.
Because I'm like, did someone try to rape her?
Right.
Did someone try to, rob her?
Yeah, because
like,
you
what
don't
the
know.
fuck
You don't
happened?
know. Yeah, you don't know what happened. Because the problem, and once again, the issue is that, like, so when I heard that, because I didn't know, because I didn't never watch I knew that the documentary was coming out, I just never knew when, and I didn't know, I never watched it. So I didn't know that he at any point had relations with a younger female.
Right.
But when I read that, when they were starting to talk about it, when I was reading the dumbass comments, and then I looked at it and I was reading up on it, he had 2 encounters. Literally, the last girl he was with, that
I thought he was married.
No, he was married and had kids, but he divorced. And
okay.
So when he passed away, he was still with one of those girls that he started dating when she was 16.
How old was she now? What
I have no idea, but when he died, she was, so I guess it's been 6 years, so she'd be in her 30s, but I think she was 25 when he died. Or 26, something like that.
So, I mean, obviously that wasn't an unfounded relationship.
Right. It clear as day was not a relationship where it was like, it was taking advantage of age
and that's where you get into a lot of conversations about brain development and things like that, emotional maturity. Like, was she essentially just in a relationship that she, like, fell into when she was young and didn't know any better, and she didn't know any other options? There's a lot, there's too much there.
And his daughter, who was the same age.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. Calm down.
That's weird.
No, it's not. Same age. Never had any issues. Still till this day has no issues. And is friends with the person that was with her father before they died. They were together. So like if there's no actual issues,
I mean,
that then tells me.
Here's the thing.
Then whatever the issue is on anybody who's looking outside of the relationship.
Well, right, and again,
because it's not within the relationship.
It really comes down to the environment you're coming from.
Right.
Right. If, like I said, if you're coming from a strict environment at home, this might be something exciting, something cool and you're not thinking about everything.
Right.
You're just, this is cool. Like, he's a star.
Right.
fuck, I might have fucked him when I was 16. I don't
Right.
fucking know. Like, he's a good-looking dude.
Good looking dude.
Yeah. If Paul Walker was like, "Hey, big guy," I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Let's do it." Like, whatever, dude. I don't know. Like,
You don't know.
I don't fucking know. Who cares? Whatever.
Who knows?
Love is love, right?
Love is love.
But like, I'm saying, like, at what, like, where is that? But like, if it's a educated, like, nurturing environment, like, if the kid's known for, let's say, 10 years what sex is and what all this shit means.
Right.
She's been thinking about this for a long time. This isn't like, shit, something's happening in my pants. Hey, you're hot.
Right.
Like, it's not that. Because
Right.
that's what a lot of teenage shit is.
Exactly.
Like, and that's why a lot of dumb shit gets done in high school. But, like, if, again, it's all context.
Right.
It's
100%
all context.
it.
When I was in Bosnia, our cousin was dating someone who was, she was 16.
Right.
This was 2001. She was 16. She was dating a 25-year-old. I wanted to kill the guy. Just instinctive reaction. Right. I was like, I will fucking murder him.
Right.
Met him. I was like, she's like, shit is different here. And I was like, yeah, but you're still fucking 16. He's 25. I was, I think, 18 at the time. I was like, I have issues with this whole thing.
Right.
And she ended up marrying a dude who I think is also like the same kind of age difference.
Right.
They have fucking 2 kids. Right. Like, they have a great life.
Yeah.
It all depends. It's all cultural too. Like,
100%.
Yeah, societal culture in America is a type of way, but like, realistically speaking, in Canada, at one point, I don't know if it still is. The only reason I know this because the first Canadian I ever met when I worked at IKEA.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, we got an age of consent, and he's like, in Canada, it's 13, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think it's...
That's a weird fucking...
I think it's changed, but
it's a weird thing to tell someone, like... But, so yeah, it was like, it was 13 at one point, like, so yeah, like, once you stop being a child, you can consent to sex. Right. When you started getting sexual feelings.
Right.
So it's cultural, like, the society in Canada is different than here. Here, realistically speaking, a lot of the rules and laws in this country are based on religion.
100%.
Like, there's no...
100%.
I hope no one's confused by that.
I hope so.
I hope no. That's why you
got to be joking if you don't understand that.
If you had... If Joe Biden wins the fucking presidential election, and he's like, oh, by the way, guys, I'm a Muslim now, they would have him killed that night. You can't be president and be anything but Christian. A lot of the rules and regulations in this country are based on Christian religion.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that's right. A lot of the rules and regulations are based off it, but we've had a Muslim president. So.
No, he was Christian.
Obama?
Yeah. People said he was Muslim. They were trying to get him out because they were saying he was Muslim. When I don't actually think that religion is one of the requirements, but what I'm saying is you couldn't be an outspoken Muslim, like you couldn't believe in Islam and go on the campaign trail and win any points. You might win that 2%, that 10%.
Right.
You'll never hit 50. Let alone winning majority.
Right. Regardless.
What I'm saying is a lot of the stuff in this country is based on religion, and religion is very restrictive, especially when it comes to sex.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially Catholicism.
Even though ironically,
right. Right. If you read, I haven't read it, but I hear that if you read the first couple chapters of the Bible, it's a lot of begatting. There's a lot of begatting. People begatting all over the place. There's a lot of this begat that, begat that, begat. I'm like, there's a lot of fucking going on in this book. Like, for a religion based on an immaculate conception, like a baby being born without sex, there's a lot of fucking sex in the Bible.
Listen, I'm saying, and I mean, I don't know, even till this day, I'm hearing a lot on news how like priests are found doing things, and just, I'm just saying.
I think there is a lot of religious leftover when we think about sex in this country.
Yeah, 100%.
We're basing it on rules that are based on a religion that is really harsh on sex.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if we want to be extremely realistic, religion has been around for a shit long time, right? Mm-hmm. But let's be serious. Back in the back in the good old days with kings and queens, as soon as you bled, it was time to have a baby. Yeah, but there was also a difference there. You only lived to be 40. I understand that, but that regardless, that back then when religion was a thing, just because we lived to be 40 doesn't mean all of a sudden it was okay to fuck a 13-year-old to have a baby.
again, context matters.
Context matters.
So
right.
society
Context
changed,
matters.
we evolved, and shit is different now. I'm just saying, it is very much a contextual thing.
It is.
I would not write him off as a pedo unless he
I
went through like a slew of 16-year-olds.
First of all,
you're fucking freaking me out.
First of all, I absolutely wouldn't, because the main reason I wouldn't is because they were in a relationship when he died.
Right. It wasn't
like I hooked up with a 16-year-old, had sex, and bada bing, bada boom, I bounced.
Was he even younger than when he dated the other one?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was younger technically when the other one was 16.
So he was 30-something in this with this one when she was 16.
Yeah, so I think he might have been in his 20s on the other one.
Yeah, I mean,
bro, technically,
how many,
you're a pedo if you're 18 dating a 16-year-old, and that's a 2-year difference.
Yeah, no, it's
you want to get technical?
And I know someone who got technical.
You want to get technical? Here's your technicality. That is technicality.
Listen,
you're a pedo if you hooked up with a 16-year-old at 18.
I know someone who got technicaled onto the sexual offender list. Just saying. He was dating someone. She was 17. He turned 18.
He turned 18.
They broke up.
They
broke up.
Right.
Her parents.
Right.
I think she was like talking shit about him. They broke up when he was 18.
Yep.
And
yep.
They called.
Yep.
And it sucks. It fucking sucks. Like, dude, no, it's
you want to get technical. All these motherfuckers that are talking about, laws and rules and regulations. Hey, is your kid dating an 18-year-old, or is an 18-year-old dating a 17-year-old? Bitch, guess what? Put him on the list if you want to be that technical.
Fuck a 30-something man dating a 16-year-old. Let's talk about the 50-year-olds marrying 12-year-olds in some parts of this country.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you want to talk about some shit, let's talk about some shit. No, it's silly. It's silly.
Bro.
Like I said, it's not
Hugh Hefner was 60, marrying 20-year-old Playboy girls?
Yeah, how is that okay? How was he not a pedo?
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Like, oh, you just turned 18? Yeah. See if we can give me a hard-on lady.
People are gonna put, it's all about, once again, it's context, it's about the relationship, it's what's going on.
100%.
Like, yeah, if he was just taking advantage of a 16-year-old and just having sex with them and then bouncing, that's a different story. He had a relationship with them. He died with one of them, still being in a relationship with them. So, fuck you. That's not a pedo. That's a completely different aspect.
Yeah, no, and then that's the thing. People are very direct. Very few people want to actually have a conversation about something. Very few people want to think about something in depth.
Oh, 100%.
Gary pointed out, I forget how he said it, but he basically said, like, most people make all of their decisions based on headlines.
100%.
Whatever the title of the article says.
They don't actually...
That's why I get so mad about articles, because I will read the article, and then I was like, what the fuck is that title about?
Well, but that's why when you brought up, what was it, two podcasts ago, you brought up with Jeremy Renner, I said, that could mean anything.
Right, but I mean, like, I read the context, like, it...
But it still could mean, I mean, that's still
answers started changing, and when your answers start changing,
but
I get curious.
But what's funny now, nobody's talking about it.
Well, I don't know. I mean...
I've looked. Nobody's talking about it, except for the shit that we've looked up. Ain't nobody bringing it up. He ain't getting kicked out of Disney anytime soon.
Well...
So
yeah, but he didn't say anything racist 10 years ago, so it's different.
but that's okay, right?
So it's different.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's different. It's different. Yeah, no, you can't say anything racist 10 years ago.
That's true.
Let's just hope that nobody else says anything racist. Wait, didn't Sam Jackson star in a movie where he said, "Yes, I'm glad they're dead, and I hope they burn in hell," about white people?
I mean, it's very possible.
Fuck, are we gonna lose Nick Fury?
I hope not. I really hope not. I mean, that's a very significant statement. By
the way, I don't think I've still watched that movie. Still one of my favorite lines of any film.
Hold on, does it change though because it was in a movie? Because I mean, Kevin Hart said something as a comic, but it got held against him. But he was being a comic at the time. That wasn't being.
Fuck.
Yeah. How does that work? So maybe we do lose Sam. Maybe we do. Maybe we gotta get a new Nick.
New Nick Fury. Who's gonna be Nick Fury? Michael B. Jordan. No, I mean his character's dead, so he could. He could. We did have a couple people play a couple different roles in the world.
We can ignore the fact that he was somebody else. Yeah.
Isn't that Killmonger? Nope, Nick Fury.
No, that's clearly Nick Fury.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's Nick Fury. That's how Nick Fury's always.
Yeah, he got.
They CG him back to throughout all the movies. They're like, what the fuck?
He's
I
always
swear
good.
to God, wasn't that Sam Jackson? Nope.
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 But yeah, no.
Nope. 17-year-old Michael B. Jordan in
like
Iron Man 1.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of, like you said, a lot of, and like Gary Vee said, a lot of people go with instinct, that instinct first impression.
I mean, it's the clickbait.
Versus instead of actually thinking for themselves.
Yeah, it's the clickbait title versus the actual content.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? That's why people get mad when something's actually clickbait, right? People get real salty about it, and it's practical to get salty about it because if you say my brand new car, my first repair on my brand new Supra, and then it turns out that you ran over a screw.
Man, that would be
That's
that would be a stupid
kind of
video.
a shitty fucking video,
Who
right?
would make that video, man?
Just saying, right? It's not a good video, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that would be very clickbaity. That would be very, very clickbaity. But clickbait works though. It gets you the views, right?
That's true.
Is it a 3-second view though? Does that count?
I don't know. In some places it does.
In some places,
on some platforms it
That's
does.
right. Yeah.
Nah, man, that's why I really want it to go to one person, one vote. Because then if you don't vote, that's fine. Because here's the thing. All the old people are voting.
Oh, I know.
All the people that are going to be dead in the next 4 years
are voting.
Yeah. They are going in their walkers, their wheelchairs, their motorized scooters.
I really like that truck. I'm voting.
They're all voting.
Oh, you're going to die tomorrow?
But you, who are 17, turning 18 tomorrow, elections in 3 weeks, you don't know shit.
Yeah, right.
And you're not going to vote because it doesn't count, so who cares?
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I really wanted to go one person, one vote. That's I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, in my America, if I was to fucking take over, I would eliminate every fucking post. It'd be 2 years in everything.
Right.
2 years, two term limit, 2 years apiece.
Right.
Eat a dick.
Right.
The president gets 4 years.
Yeah.
He gets to deal with 2 sets of different dicks.
Yeah.
Different assholes. And then, but after those 2 terms, if you did a good job, the people can choose to give you another run.
Right.
But if they don't, you're the fuck out.
Yeah.
There's no option for you.
Yeah.
They can manually choose to put you in.
Yeah. And
everything would be digital. And you'd be able to vote from your fucking phone.
Biometric. I was going to say, you got to
biometric. Everybody's got a fingerprint reader or a face ID. Biometric scan. Voting.
But yeah, so that's for those conversations.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking
Paul
of
Walker's a pedo.
Yeah. Paul Walker definitely not a pedo. Context matters, kids. I think that's one of the most important things.
Really fucking just think about the situation before you start throwing out dumbass phrases or words or whatever.
100%. So,
since Paul Walker's an actor,
yeah,
and we did talk about
Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson.
Why don't we go ahead and transition over to our next one?
Last official topic. There are rumors. Now we thought this.
I mean, we've talked about this
on the back end of Spider-Man: Far From Home. The last second to last post-credit scene was you find out Nick Fury has been Talos, the Skrull, at least this whole movie, possibly longer. There are people theorizing that it's been since Winter Soldier.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
Because I think even in Infinity War, he said something about call the tower or call. Right, he said something right at the end before he dusted.
Yeah.
I think it's plausible that like maybe Nick Fury did die in Winter Soldier, got Tahiti back to life, just like Coulson.
Yeah, it's very.
And that's why he's on the station. He's been up there recouping.
Yeah, 100%.
But you couldn't lose Nick Fury, right? You needed Nick Fury in the system, and that's why he went dark. And he showed up in Agents of S.W.O.R.D. like twice.
Right.
Like
Like
little things.
Yeah.
But so they're saying that there is now going to be a 4-episode miniseries called Agents of S.W.O.R.D. on Disney Plus.
Just 4 episodes, or like 4 episodes each season?
So far, there's only talk of 4 episodes.
Listen,
I wouldn't be mad at something that's, again,
here's
like
the
we
thing.
talked before, shit that's planned out. I don't care if it's one season. If it's one good fucking season, I don't care.
Sure. Yeah, 100%. Here's the thing. S.W.O.R.D. is going to happen.
Yeah, we knew S.W.O.R.D. was going to happen as soon as the scene happened.
Yeah.
As soon as he stepped out and there was a bunch of Skrulls everywhere, they're on a spaceship, I was like, S.W.O.R.D. And so that was always going to happen.
Always.
I was expecting it to go at ABC to follow S.H.I.E.L.D.
When you said that they were always going to have something on TV, I thought they were instantly just going to, as soon as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was done, was going to go on Disney Plus.
Especially with the quality of the space stuff in the last season.
Yeah.
I was like, they're just getting their assets ready.
Yeah.
They got their space shit ready. They got their space backgrounds.
100%.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe not. You know, obviously that's not going to be it. They are saying that some of the... It was funny, though, because the video I watched where this guy was talking about this, I forget who it was. He was like, the non-canon Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was like, are you a fucking idiot? You must not have watched the series. Because there's more fucking tie-ins than you could fucking shake a stick at.
Wait, he's saying non-canon
he said that Nick,
into the Marvel Universe?
Yeah. The MCU. I was like, you are a fucking moron.
I mean, the fact that both Coulson and Nick Fury, who are in the movies, are in the show.
Oh, yeah. And I thought I was the first comment. No. A lot of people were like, you're silly. They were like, the show's canon, dummy. I was like, yeah, thank you. Jesus. I'm like, I hope there's not like a whole slew of people out there thinking, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D's not tie-in. I'm like, they literally set up the beginning and the end of Age of Ultron.
And almost every season, except the most recent one,
right,
talks about
whatever's
something that happened in the movies.
Thanos was a big factor in the last season.
He was.
I forgot. The whole council. Remember when Graviton Talbot was meeting with the council?
Oh, yeah.
They were like, Thanos is coming, bitches. I was like,
you're talking about the season before the last season.
Yeah, I'm saying. I just mean that like the current season.
Yeah.
This season I was expecting something a little sprinkle.
A little, after the snap.
Well, I think it isn't though. I think technically Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still happening before the snap.
Maybe.
And I'd be okay with that.
Maybe.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ends before the snap happens, and then they're supposedly, again, this person said, the rumor that has been spreading is that the cast...
Oh, I don't trust anything this person says if they believe it's not
It's
canon.
not just them.
I was going to say, I'm like...
He's parroting stuff that he found somewhere else. That's the first video I found.
Not canon. What?
He was saying that the leak is that your Melinda May, your Coulson, Daisy Johnson, and possibly Fitzsimmons. Small cameos, and in total across the series, 5 minutes apiece. So, but to me, I'm like, TV spec, like 5 minutes a lot of shit could happen in 5 minutes.
Right.
And if Coulson, and obviously, I guess spoiler alert if you didn't watch the last season of Agents, Coulson bot.
Right.
I was so excited.
He's always going to be there.
Coulson's, yeah.
He never dies.
I want Coulson to be like the Jarvis for S.W.O.R.D.
Yeah.
Because he could always look the same.
Yes.
He doesn't have to do any physical acting.
The answer is yes.
He sends out agents and Coulson's head just shows up.
The answer is yes.
The Jarvis for S.W.O.R.D.
Yeah.
Phil, talk to me, Phil.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I think on a very practical level, if that is the way they're going.
Yeah.
4 episodes, Agents of S.W.O.R.D, setting up this. It's called Sentient World Observation Response Department.
Okay.
So they're looking out, checking for shit what's going on in there.
Sure.
That's the whole thing. My thing is that leads into Captain Marvel.
Right.
There's apparently a rumor, that Inhumans might play a part into Captain Marvel.
That'd be cool.
Which then I'm like, I hope they pick up that last thread.
Yeah.
Because did you watch the whole season?
Yeah.
That last thread of fucking Kree are coming.
I know. They literally just stopped.
I was like, oh, okay, a signal went out to the Kree. Can we, I get Thanos was a thing. We had to deal with that.
I'll take 6 more episodes for you to fucking finish that story for me.
Like, yeah, I'd be okay with that. If they were like, oh, by the way, the Kree, and it's like, say some shit about the Inhumans in Captain Marvel, and then you pick that up. With
in my opinion, they should use everybody that was in the show because they're all good actors.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny, I didn't know what to think about him. The guy who played Black Bolt. He was on the season of Discovery, and he fucking nailed it. He is so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. I want him. I want that show back.
Yeah.
Because of him.
Yeah.
Plus if you put season 2 of Inhumans on Disney Plus, guess what? You can give her fucking hair so she can use her powers.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the one.
Which I liked her as well.
She was good, but that was the one thing I was genuinely upset about on that series.
She didn't have her.
Is because Triton, sure, that's a lot, and if you don't get the prosthetics right, that could look real cheesy. Right. So sure, Triton's missing, whatever. But her hair not being there, I get that you're like. The problem was that you didn't set up that was her source of strength.
Right.
For an episode, cool, I get it. But you didn't have this, established feeling of, she has this thing and that's what makes her formidable. Right. So then to take that away from her is, fucking crazy.
Right. Yeah.
You didn't have that. So, when she lost her hair, you were like, cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big impact.
Yeah, no, if they can bring it back with actually good visuals like they're doing, which I still haven't watched, but I know it has good visuals, the Mandalorian or whatever, then, you can still make that a very good show to bring back and involve in all the verse.
Speaking of the Mandalorian, did you see the bullshit fucking merchandise that they put out?
No.
Bro, I guess they're stupid. You don't say. Here's my initial thing. I guess they're fucking morons. They were like, we're gonna put a baby Yoda on screen, and no one before the show aired was like, people are gonna latch on to that, not thinking there is 40 fucking years of people loving the shit out of Yoda.
Right.
They're like, oh, we're gonna put a baby Yoda species dude, the child, whatever the fuck his name. No one thought, let's make some merch so when that episode drops, we got some hot shit.
Right.
No. People started talking about this fucking thing, and they were like, oh shit, where's the intern? Intern, Photoshop some shit for us. Bro, square graphic tees.
Yeah.
I was like, I could have done a better job.
Yeah.
And I am not that fucking good.
Yeah.
I was like, are you shitting me?
You don't say.
You are a multi-trillion-dollar fucking conglomerate. You couldn't get a better Photoshop guy?
Hold on. You're telling me they're stupid?
Fuck.
You're saying they're stupid in decision-making. Well, you don't say. You don't say. You mean the whole point where, binge-watching is not good, so we'll get rid of it. Guess what, bitches? I haven't watched any of your shows, so you ain't getting my numbers.
Speaking of which...
I might have your subscription.
Speaking of which...
I ain't watched shit.
Speaking of which, I'm going to sign into my Netflix on your phone so that you can... Or not my Netflix, my Disney Plus, my DC universe, so that you can watch shit and I can watch it. Because I'm over this whole, first of all, we're behind. Season 2 of Titans is done.
Yeah, we are behind.
By the way, it took them the entire season to get in the nightly costume. It does look fucking great, though.
I don't care.
The suit looks great, but a whole fucking season? Fuck you.
Shocker.
Oh, by the way, I tweeted about this today because I watched a great fucking video about the gargoyles, and I found out the reason we love Young Justice so much, made by the same guy that made Gargoyles.
Oh, no shit.
Which is also the same reason I love Spectacular Spider-Man, same fucking dude.
Hey.
I was like, shit, it makes perfect sense.
It makes sense.
I was like, oh, that show had the best...
It sure did.
Spectacular Spider-Man had the best Black Costume Saga. Why? Because he's really fucking good at like story deep driven, like thought out shit.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's fucking good. And by the way, the reason season 3 of Gargoyle sucked because they pulled him off from being the main dude.
Ha!
Which like he was like a story.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying they make bad decisions?
I mean,
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Shocker.
By the way, I didn't realize that apparently that was. It was like a gamble for them at first because they were like, it's kind of a dark show to put against like DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. But they did, like as a roll the dice.
Yeah, whatever.
It worked
Yeah.
great. So then they had this huge second season. It was fucking enormous. It was like 50 something episodes.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we ain't got no money for it anymore. So now we're gonna move it to ABC because we just bought ABC, and then we're gonna hire different dudes and a different art team. And they went in something out that, like I said, really great video. Kind of like the G-Shift review. Like this dude went into a lot of shit. One of the episodes was like farmed out to some like Italian or Japanese, no, Korean. It was a Korean animation team.
Yeah.
It was for one episode. They had no time to like familiarize themselves with the style, so they made like Elisa. She's like super sexy and she looks like fucking Jasmine from Disney.
Sounds good to me.
I was like, she's got like a sexy swagger. And then as soon as they showed that clip, I was like, I remember thinking that episode was fucking weird. Thinking like, why is she being like, hey, what's up? Like,
doesn't matter. They make bad decisions. That's all that matters. I've known that for a long time. It doesn't matter. I make better decisions than they do.
Bro, I just really want to, like...
Yeah, that's right. I
away.
said it. Call me out, whoever you are listening to this. I make better decisions than most of Disney. I do. Fuck them. Because, them saying, we're not going to feed into the binge watching. That's smart, because get rid of people like me from wanting to watch your shit.
Bro. Yeah, look at this.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
It's literally a scene from the show.
Yeah.
They put a tiered border on it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, are you shitting me, bro? This is garbage. I was like, you could have, if you, literally, I was looking at that picture and I was like, if you just edit out the sky and the AT-AT behind him and make the dust kind of like torn.
Right.
That's already a better image. And that's 17 fucking minutes of work.
No, I know. I know. They make bad decisions.
Like,
I'm already aware of this, man. Maury, I don't have to keep talking about it. I know they're making bad decisions.
I'm just saying.
If they want to hire me on, I'm not really that expensive. I want some money. But I'm not that expensive. I can make way better decisions for them. Way better. If you want to just hook me up.
Yeah. Can you just like put somebody put a practical person like ourselves that like we're gonna launch a new show. I will sit down. You will pitch me the show, and I'll be like, we're gonna make merchandise of that. We're gonna make merchandise of that. That should be a Lego game, or like that should be a card game.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I might also tell you, like, I'm not talking about just for merchandise. I'm talking about for shows too. Like, you might pitch me a show, and I'll tell you why there's a different reason why it could be better in a different way.
Right.
Just come to me. I'll let you know. We can talk about it. Yeah. DC, you too. Whoever wants to come at me.
Please, for fuck's sake, DC, you do.
Come at me because I assure you, I'll make better decisions than you make. Because you think Swamp Thing is.
Do you think? I mean, I
literally cannot finish the show because I know there's nothing to it.
I mean, we can finish it. It's not. I don't think
you can. I cannot. I literally cannot think about sitting down knowing there's nothing to it.
But I don't think it's a cliffhanger ending.
I don't give a shit what it is. There's nothing to it. And almost certain it is. I know for a fact it's a cliffhanger hanging because the only thing they'll finish is the current villain, but they will leave you on a cliffhanger. Because then your argument, as it always is, well, at least they finished this. Yeah, I don't care. That's not the point. They left me on a cliffhanger thinking there's something else. And that's the point.
I do need to watch the second season of Shannara Chronicles. Because did you watch that first season? Did you finish the first season?
I did. I have to watch the second season.
Because I felt that was a solid finale. And if they had called it...
If they didn't show the last guy, then I would have been fine with it. But then they left you on a cliffhanger.
I guess.
They did. They did. They left you on a cliffhanger.
The 100 is done. I can finally finish it. They canceled it.
Almost certainly on a cliffhanger.
No. They canceled it like before the season started.
No, I was not aware of that.
I think this current season is the last one. The 100.
I'm behind 2 seasons, so.
7th season It was announced the series will conclude with the 7th season. So yeah, in August 2019 it was announced. In April it was renewed. So yeah, it hasn't. Season 7 hasn't aired yet. I don't think it's even done filming. Finishing with a total of 100 episodes across the 7 seasons. That's smart. It's like if it's thought out. Hey, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't like their first thing, but then they were like, we're pushing
100.
We're pushing 7 seasons, 100 episodes. You know what? Let's call it.
Yeah.
Let's write a finale.
In all honesty, I thought it was done a while ago. Like they could have finished it.
If they literally was it season? I don't think I've seen.
I don't
season
remember
6.
exactly what season.
Season 5. It might have been season 5. Wherever it ends, and it's.
I haven't watched season
Prime
5.
Fire. Whatever Prime Fire.
That was 4.
Okay, so whenever
Four.
So the end of Prime Fire, when like you see that she's alive and she has the kid.
Yeah.
If you just curtains there.
Yeah.
Instead of that ship.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
I know.
That's a great
5
series.
is the ship.
Which I haven't seen yet, so I don't know.
I've watched 4 episodes.
I haven't seen that, and 6 is finished too. Shit, so I'm 2 seasons behind.
It's okay. Netflix streams it.
Netflix.
All right. So to finish up this stream, I got one thing.
What are you gonna say?
I got one thing. Disney makes bad decisions. We know.
Yeah.
But I got to keep throwing that in before we end the stream.
Yeah. Disney.
Yeah. DC too.
They all
Not
fucking,
just Disney.
They all
DC.
make fucking bad decisions.
Yeah.
DC
too.
especially lately.
DC definitely makes.
Although I will give them the credit of the current seasons of the CW shows are solid.
Yeah, but I don't. That outside of that, they're
But
solid.
that's
And
but
if
that's,
they
but
never
that's the showrunners. That's 100%
Right,
on the show.
exactly.
That's them.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Supergirl, but I think that's getting better. Oh, by the way, you're behind. I'll tell you now because it's not a big fucking factor. Whatever the last episode was, last week's episode of Supergirl, 5 or 6. She finds out. She finds out it's not like a big secret anymore that Lena's like
crazy.
Yeah, she basically says like, I wanted you to find out. She's like, I wanted you to feel betrayed like I felt betrayed or something like. So like, yeah, she's still crazy, but it's not like this secret thing anymore. Now you know. Now Supergirl knows she's the bad guy, and I'm like, thank God I didn't want to deal with this like whole.
I did not want to
bullshit
deal with that either. Hey, it's like DC's listening.
I'm saying, hey, don't give me a whole fucking season of.
I know.
I didn't know. I'm like,
a
how
whole
could you
season
fucking
of
not?
Nightwing suit.
Because my thing is, I want to, but there's a whole thing where Jean coming out of that episode, if he didn't tell everyone, I'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, whatever. Robert Downey Jr. is no longer Disney. I mean, like, he's Disney, but he can always come back. Who knows? Like, they could always figure it out.
I mean, he is. He's doing a Tony Stark for the one of the What If episodes.
That's great. Outside of that, yeah, and him being dead and all that.
What's a What If episode?
I don't care. So he's done. Here's my question: does Dr. Dolittle fail or actually succeed?
That's a that's a deep well because he does really well.
He's always a good actor.
He's a really good actor,
but
his last project outside of
failed.
the MCU failed. It really did on a box office level.
On a box office level, listen. It is a good movie.
Yeah,
it just failed.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I'm not doubting it at all. I think this will be an entertaining movie. I think it's interesting that it's.
I think it's going to be a good movie. I'm not worried about it.
I think it's going to be I think it is a little risky that it is a period piece.
But I like.
I like that. No,
that's
I am 100% down for that.
But that's.
But if you even look at other things that are kind of period pieces, what's his face's Oz like prequel,
right?
That didn't do well.
Right.
I'm sure it was a fun movie.
I liked it. It was a good movie.
But it didn't do well. Period pieces are very, very specific, and I feel they have a very niche audience.
Right.
But like if you go pre 20th century, you lose just swaths of the market.
Yeah, that's weird, man. Because I love that stuff.
Oh yeah,
I love it. Like that's why I was a big fan of King Arthur. I was like all those movies. Like I just loved them.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like stuff like that, where it's when you go into, I can't think of a movie that was set, let's say, before the 1900s that did well.
I know.
Like box office well like 100 million.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking 500. I'm
Right.
talking 100 million.
Right.
So
what do you think?
I don't think it wins.
I think it fails.
I think it fails.
Sorry, Robert.
I think it maybe makes its money.
It maybe makes its money.
But I don't think it wins. I don't think it's 100.
I don't think it wins what they think is win.
What's the budget?
I'm pretty sure it's over 100 mil.
If it's over 100 mil, it definitely fails. I don't think this movie makes more than 100 mil.
Dr. Doolittle, 2020 production budget.
2020. Oh, it's just called Doolittle. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
What's 175?
175
Get
budget.
the fuck out. No, it fails miserably.
Yeah.
Miserably. This movie does not make more than 100 million.
Almost certainly it fails.
Yeah.
No.
I would be blown away if it made this money.
Yeah.
Let alone profit.
Yeah.
If
And
it-
don't get me wrong, this is not what I wish. I want him to succeed.
No. And
I
that's
think
the
he's a
thing.
good actor. I think this is going to be a fun movie. I think it's going to be a great movie. I think it's going to be entertaining. I think the acting is going to be good.
Man. Let me see. Where's the box office mojo for this? Because I feel like it might put it in a category, and then we'll be able to check against the other stuff. Box office mojo. Not there it is. Doolittle.
Go to title summary.
Title summary. Similar. No, damn it.
They care because it hasn't released yet.
That's fair. I'm just thinking like. Period.
I mean, Sherlock Holmes.
Uh,
Literally, the two he was part of.
Sherlock Holmes, but those did well. Well, but let's see what similar movies it puts it in.
Robin Hood.
Sure.
The new Robin Hood.
The new Robin Hood.
Yeah.
With Gladiator.
No.
Which other Robin Hood?
Aha. That's the problem.
That is
It's right there.
But no, this is yeah.
Oh, that's go back.
Gladiator.
That's not the one.
Here, let's related stories. No, related similar movies. It should put the other one in here.
King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, I think. Maybe. Yep. No, that's not it. Go back. That's King Arthur. Jesus Christ, I don't know how to read.
Men in Tights was the old one.
No, it's the new one. It's with the guy from.
It's not on this list.
It's not because it didn't make money. Although it's weird because.
A lot of these are really weird, but like, so I'm trying to think. The Prestige is a good example.
But it came out so long ago that it doesn't fucking even matter.
Yeah, I'm trying to think something more recent.
The new Robin Hood.
Okay, fine. Robin.
He's from Kingsman. It's the guy from Kingsman with Jamie Foxx.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
right.
Robin Hood.
Taron Egerton.
Yes, it didn't make money. Yeah, it did not make money.
Sub 10 mil opening.
Yeah, it did
Sub
not make
10 mil.
Yeah, worldwide
Bruh.
made 85 million. Production budget was 100.
Get out of
It
here!
did not
The
make
fuck is
money.
The kitchen.
It did not make
That's not
money.
a similar
It
movie.
did not make money, and on top of that, it had known right now currently good actors. Jamie Foxx has been known for a long time.
Sure.
You're talking about.
You know, but you know what's funny? What this reminds me of? What this reminds me of is The Musketeer. It was a new take.
It was
on
a good movie.
something
That's not
classic.
what you're looking at.
2001, yeah, The Musketeer.
Oh, you're talking about that one. I'm talking about the good one.
The Three Musketeers?
Maybe that's the new one. It had the chick from Resident Evil.
So yeah, you look back, The Three Musketeers in the 90s made 132 on a 20 mil budget, right? Let's with inflation, call that. Let's say it made 150.
I don't care for inflation.
This made 30.
Yep.
4 years later.
Yep.
Same subject matter, right?
This
was the Three
that one.
Musketeers. This is
That's the
new
one
Three
I'm talking
Musketeers.
about.
No, that's the new one. I take it back. That's
the
new
new one. Yeah, that's,
So that's
the one
the
I'm
new
talking
one.
about.
So that made a gang of money.
It didn't make a gang because it was production budget 75 and worldwide 132. So it didn't make a gang. It made money maybe.
Count of Monte Cristo
That's an
barely
old movie.
made it.
That's an old movie.
I know, 2002, but still.
One of my favorites too.
It's an incredible fucking movie. Let's be serious here. Let's see, does this...
And this had a cast. This Musketeers had a cast. You're talking about, which, I don't know why, I forget people.
Mila Jovovich,
yeah.
Ray Stevenson, those are the only two I know.
No, I had more. It had Orlando Bloom. Orlando Bloom, I believe, was the bad guy. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not.
Yeah, that's
like
weird.
this is a
But
shitty.
that's the thing is, period movies are very, very strange because it's. I think it really depends on the audience and kind of how long it's been, right? So that was 10 years between Musketeer movies.
Yeah.
So when you look at, was it 90? I think it was 95, or maybe 93, let's say, at the oldest.
Yeah,
we're
talking about the
Disney
old,
one.
The
3...
Waterworld. What's his name? I always forget. What's his name?
Three Musketeers...
Podcast.
93. So 93 was the Three Musketeers with Robin, Chris O'Donnell, Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, it was Kiefer.
Yeah, it was Kiefer Sutherland.
I was thinking
It was also... But dude, I mean, the cast
Oh,
was
no, that was-
incredible. Tim Curry, like...
Yeah.
That had a fucking... You want to talk about cast? That was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
cast. Oliver Platt in his fucking heyday. I love that guy.
Yeah.
So that was
I forgot
so
about
that was
the one.
93.
Yeah.
So 8 years later.
I was thinking Robin Hood from that era.
Sure.
I was thinking Pa Kent. What's his name? He did Robin Hood.
Men in Tights?
Not Men in Tights, bro. Literally, Robin Hood from this era. The guy... What's his name? The guy that acts fucking Waterworld.
Costner.
Costner. Yeah, god damn it.
That might have been an older movie. More time.
It was definitely 90s. I think that's it.
Prince of Thieves, Men in Tights. Prince of Thieves, 91.
Prince of Thieves, yeah.
91.
Yeah.
I forgot he did that. I don't actually think I've seen that one either. It's funny. I like those movies, but I've seen one.
I enjoyed it.
And it was Men in Tights.
I did not care for Men in Tights.
Men in Tights is a fun movie. Locksmith! It's the best ending to any movie.
I don't care for it.
I feel like you need to watch it again. Anyway, I think so. You have 7 years between 93, Three Musketeers, and The Musketeer.
Right.
But I think that was also the wrong timing, right? Because you had The Matrix was coming out. It was more of a high-tech era. It was a more sci-fi era, right?
Yeah.
2011, you had a lot of shit. You had the Marvel Cinematic Universe strong. You had a lot of fantasy and sci-fi, and a lot of stuff was happening. Thor had just come out the year before.
You know what pisses me off?
Like, I think it had...
You shouldn't watch the new Robin Hood.
Why?
Because it leaves you on that big-ass cliffhanger.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, yeah. A big-ass cliffhanger.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, did they finish the story of the movie, or is it like, I didn't get the bad guy because something? Is it cliffhanger like Infinity War, or cliffhanger like Civil War? Civil War, like, it was a cliffhanger in so much as, like, they're not together anymore, shit is weird.
No, there was a new bad guy at the end of this movie.
Like Infinity War.
Sure.
Like, we're not done.
No, we're not done.
Okay. That is something we've talked about before. That is the mentality of writing for a series and not writing to write a story.
Oh yeah. No, their mentality going into this movie was like blockbuster. We're gonna make
blockbuster.
5
Yeah. I mean, if they had done it for $50 million, they could have done that.
Shit. Yeah.
If they had done
Everybody wanted to get paid.
If they had done it for $50 million, they could have done that easily.
Because it's not like crazy visuals.
Hold on. If I was to guess, Robin Hood, was it 2018?
Yeah.
2018. If I was to guess, hold on, I would laugh my fucking ass off. Lionsgate. Oh no, I thought it was a division of Sony. I was gonna shit, but I was like, because they are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. Lionsgate. I'm surprised that they put that.
Because they have John Wick.
I'm surprised they put $100 million into that movie. Because John Wick didn't cost $100 million.
Dude, it just started costing $100 million. 3 movies
With the third
in.
one. Yeah, with the third one. After it made $500 million.
Yeah.
Box office 85. No, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
They fucked up.
Summit Entertainment is production. Summit did a few things. No, Summit is a division of Lionsgate. That's right. Lionsgate Films. I thought
Is Disney making the new
what?
The new Doolittle?
No. I mean, if it is, then they're gonna market the shit out of it and they're gonna make their money. Doolittle.
2020.
Universal.
Universal.
Because guess what's not happening still? That thing that they said they were going to happen? Remember what are they going to call it? The Universal Monsters universe?
It's still not happening.
Yeah, that's not a thing that's happening.
No, it's not.
Although, I think they could just pick it up. Yeah. Call Owen back up. Hey, you're still Dracula.
Yeah. You should 100%
you're still
make him Dracula.
Fucking Tom Cruise will do whatever the fuck you tell him to do.
Well, no, he won't do whatever the fuck you tell him to do, but he will do good movies. So bring his ass on, and he'll make your movie good.
Although I don't think you could get Gladiator. I keep forgetting his fucking name. To come back for Jekyll Hyde. Although that was really cool.
I think you could.
Although that was really cool.
Yeah, I loved it.
He was like, I'm Dr. Jekyll. I was like, no shit.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, thank you. I
think you could.
Downey Jr., Antonio Banderas, good.
Spider-Man's in there. Tom Holland.
Yeah, Michael Sheen, Emma Thompson,
everybody's
Rami Malek, John Cena. That's why it cost so much money.
Yeah, Rami Malek just won a fucking Oscar, so you know.
That's why it costs so much fucking money. You can't hire, just hire voice people. Don't hire people from TV to do voices.
Here's the thing: if you're gonna hire these people, which I'm super happy they're in it,
right?
They need to get paid less for a movie like this.
I mean, I'm sure they do, but I'm saying they still probably get paid more.
They still got paid $175 million.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of Rami Malek, you could have hired Johnny Young Bosch.
Oh, I know.
From Power Rangers, because he does all the voice shit.
Yeah.
And he would have been happy to do it for a third of the price. You hire all the Power Ranger actors to do voices.
You're telling me Tom Holland got paid a little money on this?
I'm just saying.
You're telling me Spider-Man?
Selena Gomez, bro. I think... I get you gotta have the dude in front.
And then Robert Downey Jr., who made $85 million.
But he's not taking $85 million on this. But he's probably doing it for 10, and the rest of them are probably doing it for 5. And that's a lot of fucking money.
Maybe.
That's a lot of fucking money. Yeah. I mean, even if he's doing it for 20, that's like Will Smith rates.
Dude, Michael Sheen, Antonio Banderas, Emma Thompson, Rami Malek. John Cena got paid the least.
No, Kumail Nanjiani got paid the least, almost certainly. Octavia Spencer.
No, because I think he's way more.
Octavia Spencer's a great fucking actress. This dude. No, he's good. I know he is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Cena got paid the less.
The problem is who's directing. I don't know who that person is. Produced by Susan Downey. So it's produced by his wife. So
you know they got made money. You know they got paid.
Well, not necessarily. She was probably like, "Yo, I want you to do this movie." And he was like, "Yes, dear."
Oh, the production company is Team Downey.
Oh, so he's taking no money.
Oh yeah, no.
He's taking back end money. Yeah, he did this for $7 million.
Yeah, he got paid a little money.
He got paid pocket change, and he's gonna take percentages.
He wanted to do some movies.
I'm just saying, this does not make $100 million. It's not Disney.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Robert.
I mean, here, you know what? Because the title reminds me of it. Kingsman. Was it The Golden Circle? Was the second one? Yeah, it was. Box office 410. Okay.
Did the new one come out? That is an era piece.
The King's Man. September next year.
Jesus, it's got some time.
September next year. The King's Man. But the thing is, I don't think that's going to make money either. Because again, period piece.
Also 2020.
2020.
End of 2020.
It's been a while. However, it is Matthew Vaughn. So there is
produced.
Produced and directed by Matthew Vaughn.
Oh, everything by Matthew Vaughn.
Matthew Vaughn's
directed, co-written.
Well, because it's his series. He did.
Is it?
He did the first two. that's why I was so excited, because he did Kingsman and then he did X-Men, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be fucking awesome. And then they brought back what's his face?
Yeah. Let's not talk about it.
I don't think I think Kingsman probably is gonna be the least, and if it does make money, they're not gonna make another one.
It's gonna make the least amount of money out of all the movies. It's gonna be just make it money. They're not gonna make any more, and Doolittle's gonna fail.
And
that's it.
That's
podcast over.
That's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Comment, like, subscribe if you're on the channel. Check out Full Throttle Auto for any automotive stuff. We talked a lot about cars today.
Yeah.
And, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Deuces.